Hey, Steve Mignani here with some really good junkyard news. If you're going to be anywhere near Sherman, Texas on March 24th and 25th, know that there's going to be an outdoor auction put on by duncansauctions.com of over 200 solid Texas parts vehicles. There's going to be Fords, GM, Mopar, lots of tractors, and even forklifts. These things all have to go. It's an online auction, but also an on-site auction. If you happen to be in Sherman, Texas, you can go and bid in person, or again, online, but all 200 vehicles have to go. Don't let them get crushed. To learn more about this auction, which happens on March 24th and 25th of 2023, check it out on duncansauctions.com. And keep in mind, if you're seeing this after March 24th or 25th, 2003, the auction's over with. But before then, make sure you check it out and save some of these cars. Don't let them go to the crusher. Hey, Steve Mignani here at Bernardston Auto Wrecking in Bernardston, Massachusetts, doing the dog yard crawl or the junkyard crawl. This is a 1977 Ford Maverick. And now, if you haven't seen a Maverick before, or if you think the Maverick is the new sort of half SUV, half pickup truck that Ford just launched, think again. In 1969, Ford launched the original Maverick, strictly two doors, until 1971, when four-door models like this one arrived on the scene. But here's the rub. The 71 four-door actually rode on a 7-inch longer wheelbase, 110 inches versus 103 inches for the two doors. So they're significantly different, although they're the same car. Now, 1974 was the first year for front disc brakes as a standard feature, but from 69 through 73, yeah, drums. 9s on the 6-bangers and 10s on the optional V8. And yeah, you could get a V8 in one of these things. The 302 two-barrel arrived in 1971. And again, the Boss 302, it was a Windsor two-barrel with maybe 200 horsepower. Not a very potent engine, single exhaust. In fact, all of these were single exhaust because the gas tank is designed to be tucked off to one side. There's no room for dual outlets, only one. So these were strictly meant for economy use. Now, with that said, here is Motor Trend magazine right here, May 1969, and we all know the drill. Canceled? What do you mean we're canceled? But anyway, Motor Trend featured this all-new Maverick, and here it is right here in late 1969, May of 69, early actually. Here's Ford's Maverick. It's not a Volkswagen, but then it wasn't intended to be. It's not revolutionary, but it's basic and will sell. On the right-hand side, there's the two-door, the 6-cylinder engine. Again, no V8s till 71, so they were all little, I think the 170 or the 200 and the 240, eventually the 250, I think it was. But again, here we have it's a good-looking car, really, if you think about it. But again, the Maverick, it's not new. These have been around since, again, mid-1969 as a 1970 model. But we can see on the right comparisons between the Mavericks and the Volkswagen 1500, the old Falcon, showing how Ford kind of came full circle. You can see that Maverick 170 and the Falcon on the right, the wheelbases and everything's kind of similar. So Ford was trying to get back to basics, but with a taste of Mustang styling with Falcon. Now this one here has a 6-cylinder engine in 1977. Again, final year for the Maverick. It was replaced by the Fairmont in 78, which was a similar but very different car, actually lighter and smaller. But again, this engine here, this is the optional 250 cubic inch 6-banger. This was $102 more than the base 200 cubic inch 6-banger. But check this out. This one only has 98 horsepower. The 200 has 96, so 2 horsepower, 50 cubic inches. What? What's the difference? Well, mostly it was about torque. This has 182 foot-pounds of torque, this 250, whereas the 200 had 151 foot-pounds of torque. So for $102, you got an extra bit of torque, 30 or so, 31 foot-pounds. And it made a difference. But again, here we see all the smog equipment on this thing, and a reasonably good-sized engine bay. You can get a V8 in this, clearly. Again, the 302 was possible, but a real big engine, as we'll see in a minute, required a lot of surgery. These shock towers are kind of the curse on Fords, whether it's a Mustang or a Falcon or a Fairlane or a Maverick or a Granada, which is also a cousin to this thing. Those shock towers are kind of problematic. But again, this is the 4-door, and once again, this is located on the 110-inch wheelbase, meaning that from here to the front there's 110 inches, which is 7 inches more than the sleeker 2-door. But here's the rub. On these 4-doors, these are the only Mavericks with roll-down rear windows. On the fastbacks, the window popped out. But on these, well, you can kind of roll that window sort of down right like that. But again, if you're riding in a Maverick coupe, 2-door, this is strictly a small, little tiny fastback window that pops out. So again, little trivia there. And again, the longer wheelbase allows a full-size back seat. And we can see this is a pretty basic car with a vinyl interior. And, you know, room for 6. The front bench, this one here has a split bucket effect. But again, 3 across in the front, 3 in the back. This one had an automatic. Behind that's a L-Code 250 inline 6 with 98 mighty horsepower. But getting back to high-performance Mavericks, well now, if you were a kid in the 1970s, you might remember the Maverick Pro Stock from Johan. And this is fictitious, Tinker's toy on this thing here, but this is an awesome kit. Anyway, it has either the Boss 429 or the 427 camera, solar bucket seats, Solar, of course, being Steve McQueen's movie production company, and he made solar glasses, solar seats, Solar, Steve McQueen, roll bar, competition steering wheel, Goodyear tires, Fenton wheels, drag chute, Mr. Gasket shifter, when it was okay to advertise other people's stuff without paying royalties. And again, on this side here, break into Pro Stock. Maverick wins at local strip. And this kit, I bought this when I was a kid, not this exact one, but this is an awesome little model. And again, it's kind of a tribute. And here's, again, this is the Maverick two-door. We can see that it's quite a bit different. These rear windows pop out instead of rolling down, but a beautiful little car. And again, the cool thing about this kit is how you can build it with either the single head cam 427 or the Boss 429. The shotgun. So this is a great little model. So getting back to Boss 429 and Cammer Mavericks, these were killers on the drag strip, and no more so than when Dyno Don Nicholson drove them. Now, this is, of course, Dyno Don's book by Doug Boyce. I met Dyno Don a couple times when I was in California, and just a great guy. And here is a review of his single head cam 427 powered Maverick Pro Stocker. Look at that. See how the engine bay has been hogged out, the aluminum paneling. There's no more shock towers. That motor's so wide they had to go with the torsion leaf front suspension from the 65 overhead cam Mustangs. On the right, what a beautiful car. Those Fenton wheels, Kendig carburation, Dyno Don. The front tire is not even turning yet. It hasn't touched down. The car bombed off the line so hard the tire's not even turning. The rear slick spinning. But this is Dyno Don on the bottom, a legend. Dyno Don Nicholson, located in Georgia and California, depending on what year it was. And again, not a friend of mine, but an acquaintance in California. I also attended his funeral, frankly, when he passed away. Earl Wade was there. A sad day. But anyhow, this, again, is a similar vehicle to the two-door, but the deck lid is longer. The little coupe has a shorter deck. So let's have a look inside and see if we can open it up. Before we do that, notice, too, how 69 through 77, all Mavericks have the gas cap here, just like the original Mustang in 65, 67. So again, these have a lot of Mustang, a little bit of Falcon, and let's see what's going on inside the trunk. Okay, here's that baby robin's egg blue type paint stuff going on here, jack information. And inside the trunk, yeah, similar to an old Mustang, frankly. The floor stampings may have been similar, not sure, but we can see Ford's, again, using the top of the gas tank as the trunk floor, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, underneath all this dum-dum here would be... No, they got away from that. I guess they did. Look at that. Maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so this, okay, no more. So the Maverick does have a different trunk floor from a Mustang. The Mustang would have an actual gas tank here. You'd use the top of the trunk, but this actually is a steel floor. Here's the filler neck right here feeding down into the tank, which is under this steel floor. Nice move forward. Good work, Ford. Hallelujah. Some Quaker State 4x4 synthetic blend oil. Right there, all kinds of goodies, a nice little old flashlight with some batteries inside. Got to be ever ready. Ooh, look at that. Duracell is kind of modern. Oh, look at this. Is it still good? Let's find out. We push this and that. Nothing. So this one's timed out. What a weird feature that is. Anyway, so that's the inside of the trunk lid of this four-door Maverick. And again, these were fairly popular cars. These didn't quite sell as many as the two-doors. In fact, in 1977, there were 58,420. That's 58,420 four-doors versus 40,086 two-doors in Maverick's final year. 1978, of course, brought us the mighty Fairmont, and I know a crazy knucklehead of a guy who has an altered wheelbase Ford Fairmont with a camera, a little 4.6. I mean, who would build one of those things? But anyway, final year right here, Maverick. Say goodbye, say hello. Maverick's back, SUV, but here is the final year, final version, four-door of Ford's compact vehicle for the masses. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the Steve Maggs YouTube channel. Like this video, share it with your friends, and by all means hit the bell so you know when the next video is, and that's tomorrow morning.